On Saturday, August 15, 1914, the SS Ancon was the first cargo and passenger ship to transit the Panama Canal. 100 years later, thousands of ships continue to use this waterway for trade and for tourism. Each year, hundreds of cruise ships transit this 48-mile-long waterway. This is perhaps the best way to see the functioning of the three lock systems of the Panama Canal: Miraflores, Pedro Miguel, and the Gatun locks. Panama, located in Central America, is bordered on the east by Colombia and on the west by Costa Rica. The canal runs north and south: south Pacific Ocean, north Atlantic Ocean. Today, our partial transit will begin in the Panama Bay and end in Gamboa. Our first landmark is Ancon Hill. High up on this hill were the residence of the governor of the Canal Zone and the Quarry Heights, where the United States Southern Command was located. On the lower slopes of this hill was the Gorgas Hospital, where I was born. At the foot of Ancon Hill was the Panama Canal Administration Building as I remember it. Ahead of us is Puente de las Americas, or Bridge of the Americas. I remember this bridge being built, and when completed in 1962, it was known as Thatcher Ferry Bridge. Panama took control in 1979. The name was changed to Puente de las Americas. Before there was a bridge, we crossed the canal to the other side on one of these ferries. Today, these are the remnants of the ferry landing on the east side of the Panama Canal. Near the Thatcher Ferry landing was the Canal Zone College, where I studied for 2 years following graduation from Paraiso High School. We are now passing the port of Balboa. And ahead is the Miraflores locks. The train, as it passes what was then known as Fort Clayton, today known as Ciudad del Saber, brings back memories of riding on this train many times on the weekends to visit family and friends in Colón. As we approach the Miraflores locks, look at these waters show where the fresh water from the canal meets the Pacific Ocean. We are told by our tour guide that these locks are the tallest in the canal's lock system due to the extreme tidal variation of the Pacific Ocean. Here, we will be raised 56 feet above sea level in 2 steps into the Miraflores Lake. To our right is the Miraflores Visitor Center. From the observation decks, visitors may watch the functioning of the locks. To the left is the central control room, which contains a complete model of the locks with moving components that mirror the state of the real lock gates and valves. As our chamber begins to fill, we see a mule approaching. These mules are used for side-to-side and braking control in the locks. They don't provide forward motion to the ships. Forward motion in and through the locks is provided by the ship's own engines.
Take the one in the front. He's going to throw down to this guy here. Get the full thing. You're going to see him tying the rope up and they're going to put it back up.
We enter the second chamber of the Miraflores locks. Our tour boat, other private yachts, and smaller vessels are taken by hand line transit, where mooring lines to the lock walls are handled manually by line handlers on the ship. The chamber is filled. Gates open, and we are now in the Miraflores Lake.
In 1913. Now back then there were no ships the size of the ones we have today. They were thinking really ahead of their time.
We travel a short distance on the Miraflores Lake to the one-step Pedro Miguel locks.
Yeah, the locks is way in the background, see there?
Entering Pedro Miguel locks. Here we are raised 30 more feet above sea level. The chamber is filled and the gates open. Once we leave these locks, our tour will take us across the Continental Divide. We are now 85 feet above sea level. Ahead of us is the Centennial Bridge, Puente Centenario, inaugurated in 2004. It was constructed a short distance from my hometown, Paraiso, Canal Zone, now known only as Paraiso. Our family lived in one of the apartments of a remodeled army quarters right here on Palo Alto Road. This is where I spent my childhood, teenage years, and early youth. Our apartment was the last one seen here, and this was my father's parking spot. This is the Paraiso High School, from where I graduated in 1965. Of note is this swimming pool, where I learned to swim and played water polo, our team being the Barracudas. I never swam in the canal, but several of my friends did. Both the Centennial Bridge and the Bridge of the Americas unite the land divided by the canal over 100 years ago.
King Charles V of Spain ordered surveys of the land to be made to determine which would be the best spot to create such a canal.
Panama is now involved in a major expansion project of the Panama Canal to accommodate much larger ships through this waterway. The last portion of our tour is through Culebra Cut, known to the Americans as Gaillard Cut. It is the narrowest portion of the canal. Along its banks is the rain forest. A drive along this road also takes you to Gamboa, our final destination, This brings to memory our many visits to Summit Gardens, where we spend many Sundays enjoying nature. The average rainfall is 75 inches on the Pacific side and 136 inches on the Atlantic side. This abundance of water keeps the rainforest very alive and vibrant, and also supplies the needs of the canal. As we near Gamboa, we pass this Panamax ship built specifically for the Panama Canal. We also see the mighty Chagres River and the Gamboa Bridge. The Chagres River feeds into the canal and into the Gatun Lake. This is Gamboa, where our tour ends.